Hi everyone, welcome to Numeric Learning. In today's video, let us continue the topic called factorization in polynomials. So in the previous video, we saw how do you do factorization using middle term splitting. You find the sum, you extract out the product and then find the two numbers which have that specific sum and product and do the middle term splitting and do the factorization. Now in today's session, we will do factorization of the polynomials using factor theorem. That means using its factors. Let us see a question and you will be able to understand. The question is factorize x cube plus 2x square minus x minus 2 using the factor theorem. Using the factor theorem, this is the question. Okay, now the very first thing, whenever you are using the factor theorem, you have to first know how many factors and how many what is the maximum number of zeros that this polynomial has. So for that, the degree is very important. What is the degree? It's 3. The degree is 3. So if you have degree equal to 3, which means therefore the maximum zeros of this particular polynomial is 3. So maximum zeros is equal to 3 for this specific polynomial. What is the constant term here? Constant term of this polynomial equal to, it is 2. Okay, and what would be the factors of 2? So therefore the factors of this constant term, that is what you have to find out. Factors of 2 will be, you will have 1, minus 1, 2 and minus 2. Okay, so you have to find the zeros, isn't it? So let the given polynomial be p of x. Let your given polynomial p of x be x cube plus 2x square minus x minus 2. Okay, now let us find which of these factors are 0 of this polynomial. So we'll first substitute 1, p of 1. Let us find out, okay, the first one, and then we'll find out minus 1, then we'll find out 2 and minus 2. Okay, because it's the number of factors are very less. So with 1 as a factor, let us see if it is a 0. So 1 cube plus 2 into 1 square minus 1 minus 2. So what do you get here? 1 plus 2 minus 1 minus 2 plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled, plus 2 minus 2 gets cancelled, is equal to 0. Therefore 1 is nothing but the 0 of a polynomial. Therefore x minus a, that is x minus 1, is a factor, is one of the factor. Okay, always remember, right? See, if you are getting a particular number a as 0, which means a is a factor, right? 1 is a factor, so you will write it as x minus a. So 1 is a factor, I wrote it as x minus 1 is one of the factor. Let us check with 2. So this is done, 1 is done. Let us check with minus 1, p of minus 1, and then we'll do for 2n. So minus 1 whole cube plus 2 into minus 1 the whole square minus of minus 1 minus 2. So minus 1 plus 2 plus 1 minus 2. So here you are getting, again, you're getting a 0, right? If minus 1 is a factor, therefore x plus 1 is a factor. Okay, x plus 1 is a factor. The next one, let us check with 2, p of 2. Okay, 2 cube plus 2 into 2 square minus 2 minus 2. So it is nothing but 8 plus 2 into 4, again 8 minus 2 minus 2. Okay, so which is nothing but your 16 minus 4, which is nothing but 12. So 12 is not equal to 0. Therefore, your x minus 2 is not a factor. Okay, now let us check with p of minus 2, which is nothing but minus 2 whole cube plus 2 into minus 2 the whole square minus of minus 2 minus 2. Okay, so with minus 2, when you substitute, you'll be getting minus 8 plus 2 into again minus 2 the whole square is 4 plus 2 minus 2. Okay, so this will get cancelled. This will be minus 8 plus 8. Yeah, so this will also get, therefore x minus of minus 2 is a factor, isn't it? Which is nothing but x plus 2 is a factor. Okay, is a factor. Let me just delete this up. Okay, so you have already got 3 factors. The first one is x minus 1. Therefore, for the given question, what was the given question? This is the given question. Okay, therefore, your given polynomial has been broken into as a product of, has been splitted up into a product of factors, namely x plus 1 into x minus 1 into x plus 2. So you have 3 factors here, right? So the factors are the factors of given p of x are x minus 1 into x plus. So there are 3 factors. This is 1, 2 and 3. 3 factors. Okay, so you have written it as a product of 3 factors. Understood? Let us do another question. Okay. So the next question is nothing but you have to do the factorization of x cube minus 23x square plus 142x minus 120. You have to factorize using factor theorem. So using factor theorem, right? Okay, so what is the first thing that you would do? You have to just let your given polynomial p of x be x cube minus 23x square plus 142x minus 120. We need to find the degree of the polynomial. So here the degree is the highest power of the variable. It's 3. Degree equal to 3. Therefore, maximum 3 zeros. Right? And then, what is the constant term? Constant is nothing but 120. And 120 will have many factors. Right? It has many factors. It's a bigger number. Therefore, we will use something called a hit and trial method. Okay, hit and trial method means we will just check if 1 is a factor, if minus 1 is a factor, if 2 is a factor, and minus 2 is a factor. The minute we get any one of it as a factor, we will stop there. Okay, so first let's take 1 as a factor. 1 as a factor, and just let us see if it is a factor. So p of 1 equal to, you will get 1 cube minus 23 into 1 square plus 142 into 1 minus 120. So this is nothing but 1 minus 23 plus 142 minus 120, which is nothing but 142 plus 1 is 143 minus 143 equal to 0. Okay, so therefore you have p of 1. So 1 is a factor. Therefore you have to write it as x minus 1 is a factor. Right? So this is the first thing to do. Whenever you have a bigger number, okay, whenever you have a bigger number, first of all find the degree of the polynomial, and you will know maximum that many zeros are there, and then take the constant term. Okay, this is 120. It will have many factors. Okay, so first you'll have to do hit and trial method. Check for these 4 alone. Definitely for most of the questions, any one of it will be a factor. So just check if 1 is a factor. So if when you substituted 1, the polynomial p of x value at x equal to 1, you are getting a 0. Therefore, x minus 1 is a factor. Now the minute you do this hit and trial method and you are checking these 4 factors, whenever you get any one of them as a 0 or a factor, you will stop there. Okay, now since we have got one factor, therefore you have to do P of x, the given P of x divided by, you have to use long division. Okay, so what was the given P of x? It is nothing but this one, right? X cube, your given P of x. Let me just copy it, and we have to do the long division. Okay, so this is your given, divided by, what is it? X minus 1. So x cube divided by x is nothing but your x square. So you have x cube minus x square. Okay, so change the sign, gets cancelled. So minus 23 plus 1 is minus 22x square plus 142x. Again, minus 22x. Yeah, will be the next step, because you're doing minus 22x square by x. Right? So this is nothing but minus 22x square, minus into minus is plus 22x. Right? So this would get cancelled. Subtracted 0. So it's 120x minus 120. So you'll have plus 120 in the quotient. So again it's 120x minus 120. Change the sign. Everything would get cancelled. So the remainder is 0. Right? So now what you have to do is you have to write this. See, dividend equal to divisor. So you have to write it in this form. Dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Okay. So let us write it in the next page. So what is our dividend? I had already pasted. So dividend is equal to divisor. What is the divisor? What is the divisor that we got? X minus 1. Okay. X minus 1. X minus 1 into your, what is the quotient? Let me also paste this, right? This is the quotient. Okay, quotient plus remainder. Remainder is anyway 0, right? So now dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now for this term you will have to do the middle term splitting, and you have to factorize it further. So this is a quadratic polynomial. So you have to do middle term splitting. Middle term splitting as we saw in the previous video. Okay, middle term splitting. How will you do middle term splitting? X square minus 22x plus 120. So what is the sum and what is the product? Their sum will be minus 22 and your product will be 120, right? So it's again very easy, 12 and 10. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead with these two factors for middle term. Minus 12x minus 10x plus 120. X minus 12 minus 10 common, x minus 12. Okay, x minus 12 into x minus 10. Okay, so now you have done middle term splitting of this quadratic term. So therefore the final P of x for the given question, what are the factors? The first factor you got it using your hit and trial, right? X minus 1. The next two factors would be x minus 10 and x minus 12. You can write it in any order. So you have written P of x as a product of the factors. So your answer is solved. Let's revise this once again. So whenever you have a bigger term, right, you have to, if you have to factorize using factor theorem, the very first thing is let your P of x be the given question. Write the degree. And if the degree is 3, maximum 3 zeros. If the degree is 2, maximum 2 zeros. Write the constant. If the constant is a bigger number, you have to find using hit and trial method which one of these four. Always go for 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2. Definitely you will get any one of it as a factor. How do you check if it is a factor? First find out P of 1. If it is 0, then x minus 1 is a factor. Okay, if it is not a factor, go for minus 1. If minus 1 is a factor, then x plus 1 is a, okay, if minus 1, if you're getting it as a 0, then you will write x plus 1 is a factor. So the minute you get one factor, you will stop. Okay, so P of x divided by this particular factor that you're getting, you will do the long division method and you will get the quotient. So dividend equal to divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder. Remainder is 0 because x minus 1 is a factor. So obviously you will be getting a 0. Okay, and for this term, let us do the middle term splitting. Okay, so you have just written dividend equal divisor into quotient, plus you have your remainder, which is nothing but your 0. Using middle term splitting, you have got 2 factors. You already have 1 factor. So totally 3 factors or 3 zeros you have got for p of x. Hence, you have done the factorization. Okay, now a question for you. Okay, so in every video what I do is I will teach a topic and then I will give you one question. So the question for today is, you have to factorize x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. Factorize using factor theorem. Factorize using factor theorem. This is your question for your day. Let me know if you understood, or if you have any doubts, please do put it in the comments. Hope you liked it. Please do subscribe and please do share. Thank you.